Searching for a job opportunity or having trouble finding one due to COVID? Does your resume keep on getting rejected? Do you want a job for your skills and your talent? Now you don't need to be dependent on your college, degree, experience or a great network. Re-Level offers 1,000 plus job positions in 50 plus companies like Upgrad, Razorpay, Cred, Urban Company and many more. What if I tell you there is a platform to cater all your needs? Re-Level by an academy. It's completely online and you can give the test from the comfort of your home. Anyone above the age of 18 with a work experience of 0 to 3 years, irrespective of degree, can give the test. You can register for business, front-end and back-end development test paying a nominal fee of Rs 19.99. And you can use our coupon code PXP10 to avail a 10% discount. And did I tell you the fee is completely refundable once you get a job through Re-Level. The score comes within 24 hours and then you can build your candidate profile and showcase your skills. And that's it. The companies will reach out to you. I hope this video will help you to find your dream job. All the best. To the 15th episode of Placement Talks. Today we have with us Sarthak part Sarthi. So it's really great to have you here today. Can we start with your introduction first?
So, hi everyone. I'm Sarthak. I'm in my fourth year. I'm from Electronics and Computer branch, and I just got a placement offer from Bank of America.
Can you tell us more about your company?
Okay. So, Bank of America is an American multinational investment bank, which is situated in the States. So, the main thing that while I was reading about the company, I came across its history, which I found very interesting. Because when it initially started, it started as Bank of Italy, which was founded by an Italian immigrant who provided services to the immigrants who generally faced service discrimination from various banks. So in today's time, I think it is one of the it is on the top in terms of assets holding when compared to the other banks such as Wells Fargo and JP Morgan Chase and the other few banks.
Congratulations, this sounds really nice. Can you tell us more about the application and the selection process of Bank of America?
Coming to the application process, so it was an on-campus placement. So I had so the mail which we all received. So in this, we actually had to fill up a Google form. So after filling up the Google form, there was they gave us a short list of these many people are these many students are supposed to apply on their site. So we had to go and fill up the details on the site along with our resume. And after all that thing is done, we received individual mail regarding the exam for the company.
So this is a huge process. Can you tell us more about how many interview rounds were there and what kind of rounds were there?
Coming to the whole interview process, so first we had our the first round, we had it on the HireVue platform. After that, we had a telephonic, and after that, we had a face-to-face video interview, and those were the rounds, I think, that we had.
Okay, that was really insightful. I want to know what was your strategy to do this whole thing and what kind of resources did you use to excel in the placement process?
Actually, I started learning about how to start quite a long time back. I think probably in the starting of my initial fourth year. So I was looking at various videos. Obviously on YouTube, there's tons of content. Just type how to prepare, or the best materials. We often go around finding the one thing that we just take and use. So after that I realized it is very person to person dependent. You can't actually rely on one particular thing for everything. So obviously, there's that one site which is a savior, Geeks for Geeks, where you almost find everything. And apart from that, there are other sites such as Interview Bit, which has a topic wise questions, so it really helps to keep a track of it also. So it gives you kind of confidence where when you're coding. And for aptitude, I just search for the topics, or just looked, okay, what are the main things that are being asked commonly, and then got to know which topics which I need to perfect. It's not like I went through the entire thing, but I worked upon few topics which I felt that I wasn't strong.
Those were some really, really great points. So we all know the technical part of the interview is mostly the most important and the most tough part. So can you tell us more about how your coding rounds were and what kind of questions and what kind of topics were important?
Coming to the coding round, it was the first round which I said on the Highview platform. So talking about that, we had I guess 5 questions, out of which 2 were coding rounds. One question was explaining the logic behind the code that you wrote, and the rest 2 were a generic generic HR question, you can say. So that was about it. And the questions that were asked were mainly based on arrays. The 2 questions were mainly based on arrays, and they were pretty I think they were pretty straightforward if you know the concept.
Really appreciate the insights that you gave us. And now I want you to tell us how a person can make the perfect resume, because to grab this opportunity, it's really important to have the perfect resume at this time. So, what are your suggestions on resume?
The main components of a resume are basically the internship or the work experience and the projects. So obviously, it will. Most of people would have done. They would have at least one internship, so that is good. And based upon the projects, maybe if you haven't um, done anything outside your subject, so even if the subject projects are good enough, if you're able to explain them thoroughly, that is more than enough. And usually if you have a minimum of 2 projects on the resume, it is an add-on, because it shows the variety. It actually gives an impression that you are not just limited, you know your things, when you write about the technical skills, and the project is basically a proof of backing your technical skills that you've written in the column. And apart from those, I think you need to mention the technical skills that you know, and the soft skills, obviously they are a add-on. And these are the main headlines, or the headings to be precise, that is in the resume. And apart from that, you can also mention about few of your achievements, interests, and extracurricular activities that you have done in the college. Extracurricular do have an impact, because it really shows how good you are outside your academic curriculum, how versatile you are with working on different things, not just, because academia, if you're excelling it, that's a comfort zone, right? So if you're able to do that plus the extracurricular, so it really gives a nice impression of yours.
As you just said, extracurricular is very important. That brings me to my next question. How is one supposed to manage CGPA and club work and coding at the same time? And how important is CGPA and the club work and the coding rounds?
First, I'll talk about the extracurricular. So it's when you write about certain things, they're not looking, okay, fine, you have worked in an actor, so we'll take you. or you have worked in this XYZ club, or any club. It's not the club name matters. What matters is what you learn while working in a club, which I think remains same throughout. You get to know how to work in a group of 5 to 6 people. You get to know how to talk to your seniors. You get to know how to interact with your peers, because while working in a team or any organization, you can't there's you need to follow some sort of etiquettes, right? So those etiquettes, I think, are really brushed when you're working in a club. And so while picking up a club, pick something that suits you. Obviously, it's any club is fine, because at the end of the day, it is the skill that you are gaining is mattering, not the club's name, or what sort of work is going on. So any sort of club is fine. And and also you are willing to be a part of it. Just don't join a club because you know you want to build this thing on the resume. And if you are not someone who's interested in the clubs, I would suggest that you participate in hackathons, because the hackathons are really something that actually adds on a value to your resume. Because apart from projects and skills, apart from projects and the internships that you have done, the next thing that they come looking for is hackathons. How many hackathons have you participated? And talking about balancing everything out, so obviously academics is really important. Maintaining a good CG is very important in the initial time of the placement, because as the placement starts, what happens is, in the initial months, the first, second, or third, maybe, the companies that come, they usually shortlist people based upon the CG, like 9 and above. Okay, you guys come. So that thing just hits. Okay, if everyone must has this, what if I would have done this subject better at that time, so my CG would have been at 9 or something. So CG, I think, if you're maintaining, like, obviously there is a certain time till where you can maintain a CG, right? So then the first 2 years, if you're able to maintain a good CG, like if you're a 9 pointer, that's great, keep maintaining it. And if obviously not everyone has the same level or capacity of handling the academics. So if you are someone who is okay, or good at managing stuff, so try a 9, or even 8 and above is fine. And for those who are actually not able to do it, I think um, having above 7.5 is actually good, because some companies because when there's a cutoff between 7 and 7.5, that really hurts. So have it above 7.5. And otherwise, even like, obviously there's companies do come for 6 and above, but when you're from 7 to 7 and above, I think it's a very safe range. You will be able to apply to almost every company.
I think all the details that you gave us are going to be really, really helpful for us. So thank you so much for that. But now I want to ask you that, is there any advice you wish someone told you when you were starting this journey that you would like to give to your juniors?
So talking about the placement process, um, I think when you are there in your fourth year, everything, I think placement thing is just a process. Like all the 3 years that you have spent in college, it all boils down to this moment, whether will I be able to get this or not. But and it's actually a very it's actually a journey full of emotions. There'll be your ups, there'll be your downs, but one thing that really helped me to put things in perspective was to because when you'll be giving exams, you might not be getting selected. People around you will be getting selected, and there'll be a lot of questions, doubts in your mind. What if I would have done this differently, or what if I would have studied this chapter differently? Maybe I would have been sitting there. But what we need to realize is it's a whole year long process. Okay, you have a lot of time. You need to believe in yourself and the skills that you are developing. Obviously, I know people, and plus, given the current environment, when you're sitting at home and doing all this, it's a different kind of pressure, to be really honest. Because when you are in college, because I've seen my seniors go for the placement process, it is a different environment altogether. You get dressed in your formals, you go to the pat office, write your exam, come back, and even if it doesn't happen, there is people around you to cheer you. Okay, like it's a very different environment. You won't feel like, obviously I can't comment because I wasn't there in that while I was giving, but from for me, I think that was an environment where it was okay. But like the pressure is still there, but I don't think so. That pressure is different, and this pressure at home, because there's obviously constantly your parents asking, okay, you gave the exam, what happened? Oh, you didn't get selected. Because when you give 10 exams and you straight don't make it through 10, it really puts a big question mark. Are you doing things right, or what is going wrong? So all you need to know that it's a marathon, and it doesn't matter if some other one is finishing it. That is their race. In your race, you're the only one who's competing, and once you finish, that's it, you win. So that is something that really helped me put through all this.
Thank you so much for your time, Sarthak. I think all of us learned a lot today. I wish you the very best for your future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Disha, for having me here.